More House members, Republicans, say they're going to join the effort to challenge the election, and several senators are joining the effort, apparently including Ted Cruz, who may lead the effort. Tom Cotton feels that this will set a dangerous precedent. Mitch McConnell says the same thing. So, as I've told you before, this effort is not going to succeed, but certainly the reason that the Democrats and media are angry about all of this has nothing to do with their concerns that the effort is undermining our republic, undermining our democracy. Sometimes they say republic, sometimes they say democracy. The real reason is that they don't want Joe Biden, assuming Joe Biden becomes president, to be saddled for 4 years with the label illegitimate, what they've done to President Trump for the last 4 years. You see, much of the country has no idea there's even something called the Navarro Report, never mind that much of it has been disputed by Republican officials in places like Georgia. Most Americans don't know anything at all about it. Most Americans have no idea that respected lawyers and law professors like Jonathan Turley and Alan Dershowitz and Ken Starr have raised objections about states like Pennsylvania and the way they've conducted the investigation. Most Americans have no idea, many have no idea there are over 1,000 people who've signed sworn affidavits under penalty of perjury alleging voter fraud, voter irregularity, voter shenanigans. And I think most Americans are unaware of how close this election really was. This is MSNBC Hee-Haw's Steve Kornacki. I always like to quote left-wing sources whenever I try and make a point. Listen to this.
If about 40,000 votes in 3 states, fraction of a point in each, had flipped, Donald Trump could have won the presidency.
You hear that? This is MSNBC Hee-Haw. This is not the Trump team. This is not Fox News. This is MSNBC Hee-Haw, a station that absolutely loathes the president. Steve Kornacki is one of their election analysts, pretty sharp young man, and he did a analysis, blackboard, the whole kind of thing, and pointed out 40,000 votes could have switched this election from the presumed winner, Joe Biden, to President Trump.
If about 40,000 votes in 3 states, fraction of a point in each, had flipped, Donald Trump could have won the presidency.
Now, why is that relevant? It's relevant because when I hear things like there's no evidence of widespread voter fraud, they no longer say there's no evidence of voter fraud or voter irregularity. They no longer say that. They've acknowledged that there are irregularities. They're now saying it wasn't widespread. It doesn't need to be widespread. 40,000 votes. Detroit? I don't know. You tell me. Pontiac? You tell me. Flint? Pittsburgh? Pennsylvania? Atlanta? Las Vegas? You tell me. You have an election official, Republican election official, who has said that voter fraud in Michigan and places like Pontiac, in Flint, and in Detroit, which are Democrat-controlled, she said voter fraud is rampant. Senior Michigan election official, Republican, agreed. Now, again, I've said many, many times, if the shoe were on the other foot, these Democrats would be pounding and yelling and screaming. I believe they'd be in the streets right now. After all, we did see people on the left go into the streets after George Floyd died on the narrative that the police are engaging in, wait for it, systemic racism against black people.